So, unless you have been living under a bridge of rock this last year, you'd already know why my nips are always showing. Because the whole world asked and I answered. But odds are you probably do live under a bridge rock, or at least you hang out and sit on one, because I'm talking again about annoying human behavior, and this is all inspired by current recent events and such dwellers I'm amongst. I'm not saying, guys, I complain about these things, but I don't actually, I never said that I don't do these things. No. Disclaimer. But, you know, another annoying behavior is this. This happened to me recently. It's happened before. Okay. You ever, ladies, or maybe fellows, I don't know. Fellows? I'm not here to assume any genders of any sorts. And this isn't to say that any particular not gender assumed, not gender does this only. Maybe the other, anyhow, this kid, right, he says, so you guys know my nips always show, and we all know this, you know, I'm aware, that's why I vlog, you know, so because time stamp my awareness dates, you know, and be like, hey, thanks for the concern, fellow, but you know, I'm aware. See, I said that back in you know, October of 2023, if you'd been paying attention and did your homework. But anyhow, you know, I don't mean to sound like, I'm not trying to sound like a perv, but I'm gonna say this pervy thing, and Sam's gonna be, I can't speak for others now, okay, this is where we all differ. This is a moment in time where the hourglass shatters, right? Because I don't know about others' actions, but I told you guys I'm pretty cool, I think, you know, with malarkey, right? You know, it's not that I'm cool with it. It's I'm a brain picker, you know. I'm a scavenger of sorts, and I like picking brains, you know, or trying to find one, you know, really is, I think that's more, I'm like the rover on Mars, you know, but for brains, in the brains field, like I've said before, I'm like the Cardi B in the brains field, and I'm now the rover in the brains field, because my thing is, this particular incident, the kid pointed out this, okay? It's 2024 in New York, okay? I'm not in Arabian desert, very restricted dressed for, you know, whatever. It's not that outrageous, guys, okay? Okay, we're all adults, we know what nips are, you know, and really, you don't, it could be a tick bullseye rash, really, you know, you guys, stop, we're talk about assuming things, right, like we said, gender. No, stop assuming when you see, just because you see two bullseyes on my chest, one, what makes you think they're nips? So you are assuming my gender, right? Or well, all genders have nipples, right? What if I'm a bird? What if I'm a plane? You know? But anyhow, so he points this out to me, and I, you know, thanks for the lookout, nice guy, you know, like, I was getting ready to roam the streets where not nice guys, unlike yourself, could see this, you know, thank you. I gave him that chance. I sound sarcastic, I know, when I repeat the story, but I do give people that opportunity to, hey, you know, I know how that, you know how scary, I know I'm scary, guys, I know I'm scary. I know kindness these days is kind of scary, right? Because it's, anyhow, yeah, so I gave him this chance, and he just kept, you know, basically he was like this, like, hey, people out there, have you ever heard this before? Are they talking about my nips? Nipple alert, Sam's not wearing a bra today. I think that's what they were saying. Are they talking about me and my nips? I'm so embarrassed now. It's one thing when I talk about him, you know what I'm saying? But, so anyhow, this kid, or well, have you ever heard that line? People have heard this before, you know? I don't mean to sound like, I'm not trying to sound like a perv right now, but, this kid's basically went like this, but, nipples, I want to talk about your nipples, but, nipples, you know, like, really, the series doesn't need to exist because the gist of it is this, people. When people tell you something, right, as it's the case is in every one of these stories this pattern will exist. Where I state something like, oh, okay, yeah, I know, you know, that's cool. Thank you for the lookout, though. I appreciate that. You're a good guy. Let's drop it, okay? Can you respect the words that are coming out of my mouth? Chris Tucker asked if you heard him. We know you're hearing something. I don't know what it is you're hearing, but forget COVID tests. We need to do like a mandated hearing test for all, because not only are you not hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth, you're not respecting any of them in any of these stories. It's really the gist, you know? But that is so irritating. Yeah, like, that's a 50-50 shot right there, you know? Like, not all men, I'm just gonna, you know, let's presume, right? Like, let's say it's 1995, right? And, like, this happened. And it would be safe to assume that it was mostly males who say that line, right? Because they're afraid of scaring the non-males away, the females, the ladies, right? You know? And some of us pick-me gals, you know, we're pretty chillax like that. Like, I'm open to hearing, like, how not pervy you are. Like, there's a 50-50 shot. Genuinely, some of you really have to say that because of these types. And just side note, he was wearing a camo patterned attire of, like, I can't remember what, like, what extremity, but it's, you know, I just state the fact. I spit the facts, like I say. I don't necessarily judge. I just bring the evidence to the public, and yeah, stop that. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You know, like if you want to talk to me about my nipples, and I don't, please respect that. You know, I don't know. I want to live in a world where that doesn't ever have to be expressed outwardly, or even really a thought. Do you see how much time this is all wasting for us? You know, like, yeah, sure, it's silly, right? Like, we're smiling. We're all smiling. Don't tell me. How can you not be smiling right now? But guys, I have callbacks for jobs I should be taking care of, but I have this on my mind. So, and what are you doing? You're watching me. Look, if you guys want to see my nips, you can watch old videos, okay? We all know my nips.